Hey guys!
Hey guys!
Alrighty, so today we are going to go over what DC Collectibles has revealed for their lineup of 2018 goodies. There's a lot of good things in here, so let's go over them. First off, we're going to start off with their action figure line. They revealed that they will be doing 2 packs based on Jeff Johns and Gary Frank's Doomsday Clock comic book series. So the first one is Dr. Manhattan and Ozymandias. Then we also have Rorschach and Mime, and then the Comedian and Marionette. These figures are going to be 7 inches tall and have 21 points of articulation. These will be releasing in November and will cost you $44.99. It's really cool to see Watchmen back in light.
Yes, definitely.
Action figures again. I really hope we get to see some stuff in the future with this lineup. Maybe some statues or something of the sort.
I mean, hopefully. Rorschach's one of my favorite characters from Watchmen, so I'm really excited to see him. I hope we get more of him in the future.
Yeah, I love Rorschach. A bust of Rorschach would be awesome. A working bust.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
That'd be sick. Moving along with the action figures, we have the DC Essential figures. These are a basic figure line. The designs are made to appeal to both new and old collectors, so it's nothing fancy, but it's just good enough, I think. Like, the older people will kind of see their figures in this, and the newer people, there's enough to it. There's enough design and different sort of elements to it. So we're getting a couple of them. We're getting Black Manta as well as Brainiac, and these are designed by Jason Fabok. They're also 7 inches tall and will run you $22.99 a piece.
DC also revealed the Designer Series figures, and it's going to be a 2-pack bombshell of Nurse Harley and the Joker. Now, these also have 21 points of articulation. They measure 6 3/4 inches tall, and it's going to release in October. Now, this 2-pack is going to run you right around $49.99, so I'm kind of excited for this. I know that some people are a little sick and tired of bombshells, but I like these. I feel like this one's kind of running to the ground just a little bit, though.
Yeah, they do these a lot.
Yes,
bombshells. We saw this in statue form.
Yes.
We saw this in comic book form. The Nurse Harley and the Joker, of course, it's a play on V-Day, the picture, the famous picture. But it's cool to have them in a 2-pack action figure line. A lot of people actually are collecting the action figure lines of the bombshells because they're affordable.
Yeah, they're much cheaper, and this one, Harley has 2 different faces.
Yeah, so really cool. I like the kissing face.
I love the kissy face.
Neat. Now, moving out of action figures, we go into statues. This is my favorite part of it. They always have great stuff. So starting off with statues, we have the Artist Alley line. So the Artist Alley line is where they give artists a little free roam on designs for statues. These are artists that aren't typically on a statue team, so you'll see a lot of weird stuff. So what we're getting is a black and white variant edition of Batman, the Joker, and Harley Quinn from artist Hey Nunu Sulk, also known as Newligan. So these have been previously shown in color, but now these are in black and white. And now I'm a little indecisive. I think I actually like these better than the colored version.
I like these much more than the colored version because I feel like the black and white pulls out so much more detail than the colored version does.
Yeah, it's much more sketchy.
Yes, it is.
Looks like it belongs in a comic.
Right. I don't know. I just like these so much more because I feel like things are defined. You get to see... I don't know. I'm just a fan of black and white.
The sketch lines, that's just really, really great.
It draws your attention to areas that you wouldn't expect to have your eyes drawn to, like from the colored version. Yeah,
originally seeing the colored version, I wasn't sold, but I think I am sold with these, the black and whites. Now, these are only limited to 500 pieces, so if you want them, you're going to have to probably order them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We'll throw all the pre-order stuff down below. We do have that. Luckily, a lot of the companies have already dropped that today. These will be around 6.75 inches tall and will run you $34.99. Now, these are releasing in September of 2018.
Continuing with the Artist Alley line, we have the holiday variants of Harley, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy. Now, these are by illustrator Sho Mirise. Now, Sho's art is very uncomplicated, but at the same time, it's very complex. Her use of shapes and form are very similar to Japanese inks, but with a flair of color, and they make for interesting statues.
I mean, that's what Artist Alley's all about.
Absolutely.
You're giving somebody you wouldn't actually see do a statue ever. Because their art is so strange. Like you said, Sho's work is it's a lot like Japanese inks.
Yes, definitely.
But done in a digital way, where she can actually use colors and gradients a lot different. So you get some strange-looking statues.
Right, which I love that. I love how things have this flair to it. Everything is really flirty, and it works really well with the DC villains.
Yeah, I mean, again, these were done in color.
Right.
This is the holiday variant versions. We see this, Bombshells did it.
Right.
DC likes to do this a lot. They just make them red and green.
I like the Christmas and holiday versions. I mean, if someone's collecting just that to put out at Christmas time, I think that these are going to look great.
If you're into that sort of art style... I think you'll like those.
Yes.
If you're not, you probably won't so much. But again, these are going to be 7 inches tall. They're priced at $34.99 and will be releasing in November 2018. Now, on to the stuff I like the most. The Batman black and white line. Now, there's only 2 of them, which sort of scares me.
I know.
Now, typically, they'll announce a few during the Art Toy Fair,
right.
and then more will come out later. So I hope this isn't the only that they're coming out with. They have slowed it down a little bit, which is scaring me a little bit.
I mean, it could be because they already have so many different statues and designs and artists that they're kind of like,
there's never enough.
What do we do?
There's never enough. Hey, DC, contact me. I'll make you some. It'll be awesome. So anyways, the DC Collectibles has recruited Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance to put his own spin on Batman and Joker. Of course, if you know anything about him, he is from My Chemical Romance. So you expect a emo punk style.
Yes, definitely.
And that's what we got.
Mm-hmm.
We got a very punk Batman and Joker. And I actually like it.
I love Joker. Joker is just very, I don't know, sadistic looking. I just love these.
He's definitely crazy.
Yes.
He's no doubt crazy. He's small. He looks like a kid almost, I think.
Yeah, he looks like a teenager.
But yeah, he's definitely sinister. No doubt about that. And the Batman, just so weird. That's the one thing I like about the black and white. Again, it's so different artist interpretations. It's sort of like the Artist Alley line, but this was like a predecessor to that.
Absolutely, definitely. I think the Batman here, there's a specific flair to him that I've not seen in any of the other black and whites, and I like that about this.
The design, the line on his cape, so weird.
I mean,
high heels, I think he's wearing.
The holes in the cape, everything.
Yeah, really interesting. And those fingers,
yeah.
Weird, just strange. Now, these are 7 inches tall, just like most black and whites, limited to 5,000 pieces, which is a pretty high number, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And these will be releasing in October 2018 for $69.99 a piece.
Now, my favorite line, the DC Bombshells, we're getting 2 different statues, which really makes my day because I need to expand my collection even more. And we're getting the Joker's daughter statue, and it's from Batman issue number 32. This one's going to be 11 inches tall and limited to 5,000 pieces. And it's going to come out in October 2018 for $104.99, which is about the cost of all of the Bombshell statues. I'm so excited for this one because they literally plucked her from the cover of that Batman comic and made it into a statue. It is so beautifully done. It's ornate. There's so much detail, and it really makes me happy.
When we actually had that comic, and I remember when we had it, I always thought, there's no way they're going to make that one.
Yeah.
But they've done so many of them now. We are way deep into the Bombshell series.
Thank God.
And boom, that blew me away when I saw that. I was like,
love
wow.
This. I can't wait to see how they have the mask with her. I can't wait to get my hands on it.
I love the New Orleans theme.
Yes, me too.
Oh man, it's great. I love it.
We're also getting a Batman and Catwoman deluxe statue. Now, I love that they're doing these deluxe statues with the kissing scenes. This one is great. It's 11 3/4 inches tall, and it's also limited to 5,000 pieces. It's coming out in November 2018, and it's going to run $219.99. I am so excited for this, and I know you are too.
Yeah, I mean, so we've seen some of these deluxe ones. Mm-hmm. The deluxe ones are a little better than the regular ones. Yeah. So as far as kissing, we had the Joker and Harley one, the Nurse Joker and Harley, like we saw the action figure. We also saw the Power Girl and Superman one, which I wasn't a huge fan of.
No, I wasn't either.
And then just recently we got the better version of the Harley Bombshell, where she's on the bomb.
Yes.
So they do make different deluxe statues where they're a little more expensive, but this one I had to say could be my favorite.
I love this one. I love the pose that she's in, how she's just jumping into his arms and kind of catching him off guard, and you can see that startle in his hand and the posture he's standing.
Always been a fan of that relationship, Catwoman and Batman. I think it's the best relationship that they never play on, unfortunately.
Right.
Which they should and they could. I've seen the Batman Detective comic, and I've always wondered, as far as the Bombshells go, and I always wondered, are they going to make just Batman? What are they going to do with that? We saw the Aquaman one, and I did not like that whatsoever. But this one, I really, really like, and I love how it's sort of like the Kiss statues that came out a while back. So, yeah, big fan of that.
DC also revealed more Harley Quinn red, white, and black statues. Now, there are 2 of them that are going to be coming out. And the first one is based on Harley Quinn #1, the variant cover by artist Philip Tan. It's limited to 5,000 pieces and measures 7 2/3 inches tall. It's going to come out in September of 2018 and cost $69.99. Now, this one has a lot of flair to it. The way that she's positioned, she's holding her hand, everything about this, and the attitude in her face is just, it's fantastic.
It's a good sculpt.
The second statue is based on Michael Turner's Harley Quinn and the Rebirth #1 variant cover. It's going to measure 7 1/4 inches tall. It's also limited to 5,000 pieces and releasing in November of 2018 for $69.99. Now, this one's just your standard Harley pose where she's holding her pistol up in the air, but I like her face on this one.
Yeah, that's the thing with these red, white, and blacks. You get a lot of those that look like that because that's just a lot of what she wears, but that's a very plain suit.
It's a very standard pose, standard suit. It's what everyone thinks of when they think of Harley.
Yeah, so not a whole lot in there, but this red, white, and black is basically the Harley version of the Batman black and whites.
Exactly.
But it's all Harley instead of doing other characters. So if you're a huge Harley Quinn fan, got a couple more coming for you. Now, moving into the DC Designer Series statue line. This is my favorite statue line that DC does. I think for the cost, you get the most bang for your buck. So we're getting 2 of them here. 2 strange ones. These actually don't look like the normal Designer Series stuff that we've had recently. So the first one we get is a Red Hood, and this one's inspired by Kenneth Rocafort's run as an artist on Red Hood and the Outlaws. This one's going to measure slightly under 13 inches tall and is made of polyresin. This one's going to be releasing in September of 2018 for $129. It's really cool. I love the dynamic pose of it. I mean, Red Hood doesn't have enough statues or collectibles for that matter. But this one is definitely probably the coolest thing they've ever done, I would say, as far as Red Hood goes. Now, same thing for the Supergirl that's coming out. This one's inspired by Michael Turner's cover to Superman Batman number 13, where it featured Supergirl. This one's limited to 5,000 pieces and measures at just under 15 inches. This one's going to be releasing in October 2018 for $129.99 as well. You know, the style of this Supergirl in this comic, was it's very hourglass.
Yes, it is.
Like, very hourglass. So, the design's probably not for everybody. It looked better probably as a comic than, I would say, in the statue.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this one transitioned well or not. I'll have to see it in real life, like in 3D, to see how the statue looks. But her cape, I like the flow of it. I like the pose. The
face looks good. I think
yes.
the hair and everything looks fantastic. But still, 2 very cool Designer Series stuff. Again, I do think Designer Series is the best lineup of statues that DC currently makes. Now, continuing with the Designer Series, these are basically, if you want them cheaper, they shrink them down a little bit. These are the mini Designer Series. So we're getting another Brian Boland's Killing Joker. This one is just a mini size. This one's 7 inches, as opposed to, I don't know how big the one is I have, maybe 14 inches.
Probably.
It's pretty big, the regular Designer Series one. But those usually run you $129, but this one's going to run you $69.99. So it's a lot cheaper if you do want that statue. It is a fantastic statue, I will say that. It's limited to 5,000 pieces and will be releasing in September of 2018. And then we also get a 3-pack of statues, I guess. I don't know how you'd say that.
Yeah.
A 3-pack of statues of the Trinity, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. These are designs from Jim Lee and will measure at 7 inches tall. Now, if you want the whole Trinity, it all comes in one package, like I said, for $149.99. And this one is slated to release in November of 2018. Now, I gotta say, I'm not the biggest fan of these.
No, I'm not either. I think the pose of Superman looks a little strange. Like, he's hunched over and he looks like he's in pain. So I'm not sure if I like that or not.
I've never liked the pose of that Jim Lee Batman. They do that same pose with every Jim Lee Batman that they do. And Jim Lee is way better of an artist than I think that some of the statues come out. The Wonder Woman looks good, though.
Yeah, the Wonder Woman is beautiful.
Now let's get on to the real Trinity statue.
Snap.
The coolest Trinity statue. Now, this one was actually shown last year, but it just went up for pre-order today.
Right.
So I figured I'd just throw it in there because maybe a lot of people don't know about it. I assume it will be at New York Toy Fair.
Oh, I'm sure.
Even though they didn't necessarily mention it on the website. But this is the Designer Series, the full-size Designer Series of the Trinity statue by Jason Fabok. It's inspired by the cover of Trinity #1 from the Rebirth series. Now this one is gigantic. It measures over 19 inches tall. It's unreal. That's going to be amazing.
It's huge.
It's huge. It's awesome. This one's going to release in September of 2018 for $334.99. So it's got a pretty heavy-duty price tag. But
if you think about it, that's only $110 per person. So
I mean, it's not that the price isn't that bad.
It's not that bad.
I mean, that's really cool to get all 3 of them in one giant statue. That is a centerpiece. Now, in the DC Gallery line, this is a line that is said to be props, expensive things, high-end things. DC actually started it last year. So we do have a few of them in our collection from this line. That would be the Batlight, which looks great. And then the Wonder Woman set that you got for Christmas.
Yes, with the tiara, the lasso of truth, and her gauntlets.
Yeah, so what they've done here is they've announced a reissue of 2 1-to-1 scale prop replicas of the green and yellow lanterns. So these have working lights that are activated by an accompanying ring. These were actually released a couple years ago, actually, but they're re-releasing them, and these are going to drop June of 2018 for $169.99. I wonder if they upgraded the lights, because I remember a few years ago when they came out, some of them had, the light wasn't very bright. Specifically, I remember the black lantern was a little dull. So I'm wondering, I assume they're going to come out with all the lights again, all the lanterns.
Probably.
This is just the first 2, which makes sense, you know, Sinestro and then doing the actual Green Lantern. But I just wonder if they're going to sort of upgrade those lights a little bit, or these are literally the exact same things and they're just redoing them, which is a good possibility. Either way, I think those are great. I think it's a pretty good price.
Yeah, it's not a bad price.
And I really want the Black Lantern one and the White Lantern one when it comes out, so I'm going to have my eye on those. And then, finally, the drops of all drops. When they showed this off, I was like, what?
You were like, hey, honey, I'm getting this.
Heck? So this is a bust of Joker done by Rick Baker. Do you know who Rick Baker is? The 7-time Academy Award-winning Rick Baker? He is amazing. He's like one of the best makeup artists of all time. He was given free reign to create a 1-to-1 scale bust of Joker, and boy, did he deliver. It looks amazing.
Yes,
it's sinister. It's disturbing. It's actually horrifying.
It's terrifying.
If you aren't familiar with Baker, he did makeup on Planet of the Apes, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the new movie, Men in Black, Maleficent, The Ring 2, Harry and the Hendersons, The Howling, Batman Forever. I mean, he even did the makeup for Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. So he does a little bit of everything.
He has a wide range that he can do.
I mean, literally, he's done almost every movie that you can think of. He was involved in the makeup somehow. And, man, he just... That's a Joker I've never seen, that interpretation.
I love this Joker. I think the eyes are just so scary. I don't know what it is about them, but they look like, if you're looking into them, that you look like you're looking into like a demon's eyes. They're so creepy.
I mean, he did a horror. He did a horror Joker.
Yes.
And I can't think of anyone prior that's been able to do that.
Mm-mm.
I'm just in love with this. I really am in love with this. I didn't think they could make... And there's been so many designs of Joker. I just didn't think anybody could do it.
Yeah, I mean, Joker's had so many different interpretations, and then to see something like this come out, that it's really shocking, because most of the time you can kind of have an idea of what Joker is going to look like. And this one, of course, he pulled specific elements like the green hair and the skin and everything like that, but he took it to a whole nother level.
He gave it age.
Yes, there's dimension in the face, everything.
Death.
Yes.
I mean, he looks dead, and the teeth.
He looks like he's a zombie.
I love this. So here's the deal, guys. This bust measures 22.5 inches tall. It's a big one. It's going to release in October 2018, but it's only limited to 200 pieces. So if you see this thing and you want this thing, you're going to have to pre-order early, because this thing, I think, will probably sell out pretty quickly.
Oh, yes.
But hold your breath, guys. Here it comes. Here comes the pain. $859.99.
It is not cheap.
Very expensive. However, I do see the quality in it.
Oh, I see the quality in it, and I think that this is worth every penny.
So, I mean, when you think of busts that are expensive, you automatically go right to Sideshow.
Right.
You think, oh, Sideshow. A lot of those busts have, cloth on it and things like this. And this doesn't look like it's got cloth. This looks like a straight sculpture. So, is it overpriced? Maybe, but it's Rick Baker, so you're going to pay a little bit for that as well.
Pay for the name, too.
And they're only doing 200, so the limited amount of these coming out also raises the price up. So this is super expensive, and I have to have this.
Definitely. I'm not going to say no about this one because it's too cool, although it might be a bit terrifying in the middle of the night to walk into the office and see this.
That's the thing, guys. This is that thing, if you're looking for it and you say, look, I just want one thing in my collection that just... It changes my collection. It upgrades it or whatever. That's it. That is it. That is just so expensive, though. Oh my God, it's expensive. I hate looking at that price. It scares me. But yeah, I mean, unbelievable. I'm in love with that. I couldn't imagine if they do more of these.
I hope they don't do more of these. It's going to hurt the wallet.
Oh, man. Alrighty, guys. So that was a lineup that DC Collectibles announced for the Toy Fair of 2018. I can't wait to see the videos that come out where we get to see these things in person.
Oh, me either.
It just, unbelievable. What was your favorite thing that they showed off?
I loved the Joker statue, of course. I think that that's a lot of detail, and it's fantastic, and it's something that you're going to have. However, I am very, very excited for the bombshell of Batman and Catwoman. I have to have that in my collection.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of good things in this lineup, I think. It wasn't overdone. There was not actually a whole lot of stuff in here.
Right.
But I think both bombshells are fantastic, whether it's Joker's Daughter or the Batman and Catwoman Deluxe. I'm sure you're going to have those, right?
Both.
I think both black and whites were done very well because it's different. It's going to look cool in our collection where it's different. It's just different. That's the way it goes. We don't collect a whole lot of action figures, so we probably won't get many of those. But everything else is great. Of course, my favorite, without a doubt, is that Joker bust.
Yeah.
But a close second, and I will say a close second, is that Trinity statue. The Trinity statue is absolutely stunning. If you want all three of them in it, and you don't want to spend sideshow prices.
Right.
Because if you got all three of those in, say, premium format, you're going to be at it like $1,500.
Right.
You're only a little over $300 in there. Still very expensive, but, if you save it up, you know that's going to be a definite centerpiece for your collection. Alrighty, guys. So with that said, what was your favorite thing inside of this line? Is there anything in here that you gotta have? Maybe you're going to save up all year to get, because we got a while till these things actually release.
Right.
Maybe it's the action figures. Maybe it's even the Joker bust. Let us know in the comments. What do you like most? Thank you again for listening, I guess.
Yes.
I guess you watched it too in a way, right?
We'll be back face to face soon.
Yep. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.